Brett Bell, 33, originally from Wichita, Kansas.
My name's Patrick Brian Petty. I'm 30 years old and originally from Folkestone, Georgia.
Rob Springer, Sergeant First Class, U.S. Army Reserves.
I get people comes up to me all the time and say, hey, thank you for what you've done. They don't know what goes on, and they think they do from what they see on television, but it's not like in the movies, it's not like it's on the video games, and it's not really what you see in the news.
I think that they take for granted what we're doing as far as military now and us veterans, because you wouldn't be breathing or laying down in your bed at night if it wasn't for the military to protecting this country. So.
Oh yeah, I saw this vet and I thanked him today. Yeah, but did you sit down and listen to him and how he's doing and getting through his day? Do you really care?
Well, Afghanistan, yeah, I was terrified because it was obviously the first combat deployment I've ever been on in my whole life.
So I was just out of basic training, been in Germany a month, and I'm sitting in Kuwait, waiting for the invasion. We got brutalized pretty bad.
As insane as this may sound, but these guys, they would shoot at you, and yeah, for like the first month, I mean, you're terrified, and then, believe it or not, when they would stop shooting at you, it's when you would go insane, because the only way you would stay sane is if they would shoot at you, and like when they would shoot at you, hey, something's going on here, why ain't they shooting, we're bored.
That feeling of danger, and it was exciting, and it's just such a rush that you can't find anything else to replace it.
As the whole convoy turned to the left, the guy on the left that was sitting on the corner, he threw a grenade in the back of one of the high backs. The guy on the right, he run up beside the high back, and he had a suicide vest on him. He blew himself up, not to mention there was stuff everywhere. So
I got hit with a dump truck with a suicide bomber in it and killed my gunner. Put me in a hospital with burns for a few months, and killed a bunch of Iraqis. Well, we were just a target of opportunity that day. It was not a good day. And next thing you know, I'm waking up, laid over in my seat, freaking the vehicle's full of smoke and dust, and that's when you realize you got hit.
The convoy stopped. We took a security 360 and surveyed the area, and that's when we started doing our investigation on who they were and where they were from and what nationality they were. It was scary because you're sitting there in the back of the high back seeing a grenade cook off right there in front of you, and luckily there was a guy that caught the grenade and threw it out in time. So,
but then I started to call out to my guys, find out, okay, who's okay? Next thing you know, the gas tank explodes and the vehicle catches on fire. Couldn't get out of the vehicle, had it sitting there trying to figure out what to do. Finally found a way out, and when I went to turn around to get my gunner because he wasn't moving, The guy who was, one of the guys had a 203 grenade launcher on his weapon, and the grenade cooked off and shot out the weapon and hit me in the head, threw me out of the vehicle. My gunner died on impact of the explosion, and I don't remember anything until I woke up in Germany a few days later. It's actually a lot of fun. The stress of it, the not knowing any second that something's going to hit you and you're not going to, it's just going to be over with.
I don't know about you, but I've never seen no blown up half torso growing up. You know what I mean? So I mean that was terrifying. But there again, I mean, after a period of time, you're used to seeing stuff like that. You're used to seeing blown up bodies. You're used to seeing dead animals laying everywhere. You're used to seeing dead children or whatever. I mean, I'm telling you the worst here. I'm not going to bite my tongue. I mean, people want to know, and I'm telling you the truth. I mean, stuff that you don't see on TV, I'm telling you firsthand the stuff that goes on over there. So, but yeah, it's traumatic.
I have what they call nightmares, you know. That's just something you're going to have. You can't get over that. You're dreaming of things that you've gone through in your life, and that's not going to stop.
ولقد يكفيك منها أيها الطالب.
You're at war. Bam, you're back here. And then for me, I've had these other traumas since. That at the top three, my dad told me you read, and I've seen that the top three biggest PTSD events is losing a child, losing a job, and divorce. We're battling over there, and then we're still battling from over there, and then we're battling back, trying to fit in over here, and then we're battling with our family, we're battling with finances, we're battling to get through the day. And each one of us ebb and flow differently. Each one of our PTSDs are not the same. Well, then us, that you can't see a physical injury, that makes us feel guilty and ashamed. But we're individuals. We're not a book. You can't treat somebody and say, well, the book says this. I'm not a book. I'm a human being. You don't look like you have pages. There will be the double. One day it's fine and next it's black. So if you want me off my back, come on and let me know. After Christmas, I went home, and then I came back. And my ex told me the next month in January, I can't deal with your PTSD. I'm filing for a divorce. Then I couldn't be them with that day when they were hit and struck in the crosswalk, and my daughter was killed. When I look in the mirror, or I watch a commercial for a car commercial, and the dad's dropping off, waiting for his daughter to be picked up in the school bus. And I don't ever get to do that with my daughter again. I wouldn't have take back meeting my wife and having my children. I'd take it all back. And I would take back coming back in the Army Reserves and possibly even ever coming into the service. It's my fault. I wanted to serve. The troops that were killed in Mosul, because they didn't allow our team to get up there to prevent that awful Mosul bombing before Christmas. Indirectly, I'm accountable and responsible for that life no longer here. And that is my my prison term. I'd gladly trade off and it had been that I had been died so they could still be alive. I wish I could put it in more words that you and my family, father and stepmother and my mother and all these other civilians could understand it. If I stay there, we'll be dead double. One day it's fine and next it's black. So if you want me on that, garbage on the road. Combat-related movies, animal carcasses, trigger, speed bumps, potholes, laser pointers, hose or rope in the road, crowds of people, especially if they're unknown, rooms without any exits, children playing, child with a paper bag, roadkill, trucks, wandering dogs, trucks, Jersey and Hesco barriers, crowded restaurants, roadkill, Jersey, wandering Hesco barriers, battle uniform gear, war memorabilia, busy streets near tall buildings, desert terrain, urban settings, college campuses, cul-de-sacs, blood carnage in movies, Arabic symbols, letters, abandoned bags, person on a cell phone near road, helicopters, rocky terrain, child's abandoned toys or shoes, but black smoke, smell of diesel, bottled water, room without windows, concertina wire, barbed wire, small bridges, sudden loud noises. The war is unending for us, and I don't think it ever ends. I don't think it ever ends. I don't think it ever ends.